I find it shameful that we had almost 100 officers on the scene and I had to leave work and save my own.
Outrage palpable in Uvalde, Texas, as the first image from inside Robb Elementary during the shooting is released by the Austin American-Statesman. This surveillance picture shows officers standing in the school's hallway with rifles and a ballistic shield with a timestamp of 19 minutes after officials say the gunman entered the school.
It shows in the minds of at least some investigators reviewing what happened that day is that authorities had adequate firepower and adequate protective equipment. 58 minutes pass from the time we see these officers in that video, in that screen grab, to when they ultimately breach that classroom.
Just 12 minutes before, at 11:40, Uvalde School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo called the Uvalde Police Department from inside the school asking for help. According to a transcript, Arredondo says, "It's an emergency right now. We have him in the room. He's got an AR-15. He's shot a lot. They need to be outside the building prepared because we don't have firepower right now. It's all pistols." After reviewing body camera footage, the statesman writes Arredondo was trying to find keys to open the classroom's doors, even though officials say they do not believe officers had tried to open either door. The Texas Tribune reports officers held their positions outside the adjoining classrooms as the gunman fired at least 3 more times. The Tribune released a surveillance picture it says is from 12:04 p.m. that shows multiple officers with at least 2 ballistic shields. Police would not enter the classroom for another 46 minutes. In transcripts reviewed by the Tribune, officers were growing impatient. One agent asks, "Are there still kids in the classroom?" To which another agent answers, "It is unknown at this time." The agent replies, "You all don't know if there's kids in there. If there's kids in there, we need to go in there." The other agent responds, "Whoever is in charge will determine that."
All of those officers are trained in an active shooter situation. And from the very beginning, even the ones that didn't have the ballistic shields, they should have just gone in. That's what their protocol suggests. Children were left in a room, scared to death, calling 911, and yet no one went in.
The community directing its anger at Chief Pete Arredondo at a Uvalde school board meeting Monday night.
He failed our kids, teachers, parents, and city, and by keeping him on your staff, y'all are continuing to fail us.
How is Mr. Arredondo still with the program? Suspend him pending termination. It's an insult to injury.